So about a week ago, I put out a video and I shared with you all some cards that I picked up at a card show about a couple weeks prior to that. But anyway, I picked up some really good cards and I shared with you all the totals from each different vendor, added them up, and then I wanted you guys to guess how much I actually paid for both those lots of cards. So in this video, I'm going to share with you who won that, and I want to share with you all some 1971 Beauties, and I'll explain why. So I picked up a couple pretty good stacks of cards from a couple separate vendors, and I totaled them all up for you all, and I wanted you to guess what I actually paid versus the MSRP, versus the sticker price that was on those cards. And I had some really good guesses. I had 32 different guesses, and I had some that was like way out there. As a matter of fact, the highest one I think was like 270, which is not bad. That's not a bad guess. And then I had one that was the lowest, and that was zero. That I paid zero for them. And I'm not going to mention any names, but that guy's channel rhymes with Reindeer Julio's. So, not mentioning any names. And he guessed zero, said he probably thought I stole them. Really. Anyway, here's the prizes. 24 Tops trailer pack. A classic Chipper Jones. A 90 score of Frank Thomas, #1 draft pick. 24 Aaron Judge, who homered against my Reds a couple nights ago. And the last card, an 82 Tops Pete Rose. So, anyway, the total of all those cards was $325. Like I said, the highest guess I had was 270. The lowest guess was zero. But the guy that got the closest without going over was none other than Picker Jim S. Congratulations, Picker Jim. You guessed it within $5. You guessed 210, and I ended up paying $215 for those cards. So it was like I got the Tom Seaver, which I paid $45. Well, the sticker price on it was $45. And the 33 Gowdy Jim Bottomley. Yeah, I don't have it here handy to show you guys, or I would. Go back and watch my video. But it's like I got those two cards for free, plus some more thrown in. So it was well worth it. $250, and that's a lesson learned. You can buy cards on eBay all day. You can go to auction houses. You can Facebook, all these social media sites. But man, there's nothing like doing that transaction in person at a card show. You're definitely going to get way better deals that way. I can vouch for that 100%. You know, I got it, what was that? $325 to $210 is $115 off, $110 off. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, congratulations, Picker Jim. I've got your mailing address. I'll send that out to you. Enjoy, sir. I really appreciate it. Hey, and thanks to everybody else that played along. Thank you for your guesses, and thanks for really hanging in there and support me. I really appreciate it. So in one of my videos, I had a commenter. You might know him. His name is Mike. Mike's Mr. October and More. He noticed in one of my videos something in the background that I hadn't showed in a while, and it was this right here. It's my 71. I can't get it to focus because I've got it on my face, but I'll show you here in a second. It's my 71 Topps coin of Pete Rose. And I hadn't shared this with you guys, so I'm going to flip the camera around. I've got this to share with you. And once again, we're going to look at my 71 greatest moments of Rose. Let's flip the camera around and take a closer look at a few 71 cards. I think you'll be amazed. So here's that 71 Topps coin. Maybe I can get it to focus this time. Look at that beauty. And I got to look at it, I was like, well, why in the world did this thing get a 6? Because, man, at first glance, it looks like perfect, immaculate. But then you get to looking at the surface. Now, some of that scratches is on the PCGS holder. But you can kind of see occasionally right there across his nose, there's like a couple swirl marks that go around the center there. And then the back around this lower edge has lost some of the kind of bronze color. But for the most part, man, it's just a beautiful example of a 71 Topps coin. And then we'll move on to this beauty back here. The greatest moments. It says Pete Rose, one of baseball's greatest moments, leads majors in batting for the second consecutive year. Big oversized card. Here's at the back. I took it out of the eBay authentication thing. It's just stupid. So the Cincinnati Enquirer Topps majors in batting for 68 and 69. You can read there. Just the back looks beautiful. There's another close look at the front. And then we're going to move on to some other 71s real quick. So I wanted to share some Reds cards with you guys, some 71s of Reds players, or soon to be Reds players. And I dug some out and actually got this one in the mail not too long ago. And this is the 71 Bernie Carbo. Man, look at that trophy card. Look at that trophy. Don't you wish the new cards had trophies like that on them? They just got smaller and more mundane over the years, seems like. But Bernie here was selected 16th overall in the 65 draft. And guess who he was selected in front of? That's right. You'll never guess. Johnny Bench. Can you believe that? 1970 was his rookie year, and he set career highs in basically all the major categories: RBIs, hitting, hits, you name it, batting average, everything. And needless to say, Sporting News voted him Rookie of the Year that year. So that 70 year, Bernie Carbo had the best season he would ever have in his career, sadly. And a couple of years after that, he kind of slumped, fell off. He got traded to the Cardinals. Then a couple of years after that, got traded to the Red Sox. That sets the stage for the 75 World Series. Ernie Carbo with the Red Sox, playing against his former team, the Reds. And man, it was great. Game 3. Let me back up. Clay Carroll liked his old buddy Bernie, so he signed and autographed a picture of them two together and gave it to Bernie. Left it hanging in his locker room. And, well, Clay Carroll pitched Game 3. Guess who hit a home run off of him? Bernie Carbo. So, later on, Clay Carroll snuck into their locker room and ripped that picture to shreds. So I thought that was pretty funny. So that was one of the events that happened. Then it comes down to Game 6. The Reds are up 3-2. Bernie Carbo comes up in the 8th inning with 2 men on and 2 out. Pinch hits. And what does he do? Hits a home run to tie the game 6-6. And basically the rest is history. It goes back. The game goes into extra innings. The game goes to the bottom of the 12th. And what happens? Carlton Fisk hits that iconic home run where he's waving at the foul pole, man. And all that was brought on possible by Bernie Carbo and then the trade that happened a few years before. So that was pretty cool. So let's move around and look at some more Reds cards. I say Reds cards. This one is not actually a Reds card, but assumed to be Reds card. This was a 71 George Foster. He ended up being traded to the Reds that same year in 71. And the pieces of the Big Red Machine were slowly coming together. Man, look at that scowl on his face. Anyways, the 71 Foster is with the Giants. And the most underrated second baseman ever to play the game. This guy was basically the cornerstone of this team. Yeah, he didn't hit for power. He didn't have the best average on the team. But, man, his defense up the middle was something else. That's Davey Concepcion. We'll go ahead and put him over here. Next guy here joined the team in 72. Him and the next guy I'm going to show you was a crucial trade to the Reds. That's Cesar Geronimo. the back of his card. And Cesar, he doesn't get talked about a lot, but man, he was good a few years there through the 70s. He was great for the Reds. That's the 71 Geronimo. And this guy right here, Joe Morgan. Now, Morgan and Geronimo both come over in a trade that set up that 75-76 team. They both come over in 71 with Jack Billingham and Ed Armbruster. Ooh, wrong way. But that was basically the trade that sealed the deal for them. That's the 71 Morgan when he was with the Astros. We got the 71 Tony Perez. Nice looking card. All spring training pictures. Here's the 71 Johnny Bench. That's a sweet looking card. Very little chipping and anything on it. Love the back. Once again, man, these backs in green contrast to the fronts are just, I don't know, amazing. Very little chipping on this card. Beautiful card in the 6. And then last but not least, man, Pete Rose. So that and that and the greatest moments, 71, completes my trifecta. Actually, I'd like to have the Venezuelan card, but we'll see. It's on my list. But that's my 71 Beauties. Oh yeah, let's show it one more time. Check it out. Man, look at that. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, congratulations, Jim. Hey, I'll get your package. I'll get your cards and stuff out to you within the next few days. Be looking for them. Anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who commented and guessed. Man, that was fun. Whether you had fun or not, I had fun. Anyway, thanks for playing along. And hey, guys, remember, collect what you love and love what you collect. And don't let anyone persuade you otherwise. Until next time, peace. Bye.